Hi, this is Mr. Kruns, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to divide two polynomials. Right? If you did long division in elementary school, you may have done a process very similar to this before. If not a big deal. I'm going to teach you how to do that in this video. Now our one example we're going to work with here is we have a cubic polynomial, x cubed minus 4x squared minus 7x plus 10, and we want to divide x plus 2. So to start this out, I'm going to draw a big sideways L. Now inside the L, right here, I'm going to put what I am dividing. And in this case, I am dividing the cubic. And then on the outside of the L, over here, I'm going to put what I'm dividing by. I'm dividing this cubic by this polynomial, the linear term, x plus 2. Okay. And now to start the process for the division, I compare each of the first terms to each other. So x and x cubed. And the question I need to ask myself is, what would I need to multiply x by in order to get x cubed? If I multiply x by x squared, that would give me x cubed. So I write that term here. So again, if I multiply x and x squared, that gives me x cubed. Now to x squared times x to give me x cubed. And then I'm also going to multiply that by this term. So x squared times 2 is plus 2x squared. Now from here, I'm going to subtract these terms and these terms. X cubed minus x cubed is going to give me 0. So I could draw 0, but I'm just not going to write it there because I don't need to. And then being very careful and very mindful of negatives, I have negative 4x squared minus 2x squared. So negative 4 minus 2 is going to give me a negative 6x squared. Okay? Now here's where the kind of loop gets started. I'm going to drop down the next term, so minus 7x. Now I'm going to look, see, okay, what would I have to multiply x by in order to get negative 6x squared? Well, after that, I would need a negative 6x. So up top, I do minus 6x. See, negative 6x times x gives me negative 6x squared. And then negative 6x times 2 gives me negative 12x. Negative 6x squared minus negative 6x squared, be minus and negative is a positive, so these will come out to 0. And then negative 7x minus negative 12x is the same thing as negative 7x plus 12x to give me a positive 5x. So just another reminder, it's very, very important to be mindful of negatives and subtracting here. Okay. Now the same loop, I bring down the next term after I've subtracted. Now look at the leading term here. It's like, what would I need to multiply x by in order to get 5x? Well, for that I need plus 5. 5 times x gives me 5x. And then 5 times 2 gives me plus 10. Right. Now, if it divides evenly, you're going to see that you're going to get the same term for this very last step. I'll have used all the terms up here. If I subtract 5x from 5x, I get 0. And 10 minus 10 is 0. Okay. What that tells me there is that x plus 2 evenly divides x cubed minus 4x squared minus 7x plus 10. If this came out to be anything other than 0, it would tell me that it does not evenly divide. So the answer to this one then, here's our work. What this work tells me is that if I take x cubed minus 4x squared minus 7x plus 10 and I divide it by x plus 2, what I get is the result right here. X squared minus 6x plus 5. Okay? So this is what we call polynomial long division. I'm dividing two different polynomials. For just a brief summary, you set up an L, you put the term that you're dividing under the L, And on the outside of the L, you put what you're dividing it by. From there, you kind of go in a loop where you say, okay, x times x squared gives me x cubed. Multiply both these terms to get x cubed plus 2x squared. And then subtract them from these two terms. So x cubed minus x cubed was 0. Negative 4x squared minus 2x squared was minus 6x squared. After you subtract, bring the next number down, figure out what you need to multiply, and then keep going until you reach the very end of the polynomial.